Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Man's No Bull Beer Reviews. Today I have another beer from High Branch Brewing Company out of Concord, North Carolina. This beer is called Bossman. And when this was released, I don't know if the intent was to just have this beer called Bossman or if this to be a series. But this is becoming a series because they're releasing a second version of Bossman with different stuff in it tomorrow. But this is the first one, so I'll say it's volume 1. And on the description it says Imperial Milk Stout with maple, cinnamon, and vanilla. And it is 10.2 ABV. I know these guys have been changing their stout base with a lot of different beers that they've made. And it's been slightly getting bigger each time. That was my one complaint with them. Like, their Imperial stouts were like 8 to 8.5%. And they were good, but in my opinion, they weren't really like Imperial stouts. So they've been bumping it up. The one they did before this, they did the Samurai Slippers, which that was over 9. And then they did a s'mores one, which I unfortunately was out of town for. It's called Have a Sit. But I did get to try it on tap, and that was really nice. But this is the first one they've done that's actually gone into double digits. So, and it's not like I really care about alcohol that much, but I just want the beer to be a bigger beer in general, and I think that's going to push towards that. And I think every time they've made it bigger, it's gotten better. So I'm pretty excited for this. So let's crack it open and see what we got. I believe the one that's being released tomorrow is so this has maple, cinnamon, vanilla. The other one tomorrow, I think, is peanut butter, chocolate, vanilla, and marshmallow, which I don't know how that's going to go, but I don't know. I always have a weird feeling about the whole peanut butter thing. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I will say, though, probably the best peanut butter stout that I've had has been from these guys. I don't even think it was like an Imperial stout. I think it was just one that was like 6%, but it was really good. Anyways, as you can see, it pours a pretty dark brown to black with a pretty dark head, too, which is always a promising thing for me. That faded away pretty quickly. It seemed more carbonated than I would expect out of a beer in double digits, but I mean, I've seen pretty big carbonation now I think about it on Expedition and stuff, so we'll see. And that's the other interesting thing about their stouts. They always, even the ones that don't have peanut butter in them, always come off with like this nutty quality to them. I don't know if it's something in the malt bill. It's not a detracting factor. It's just something that I always seem to pick up with their stouts. I don't know why. But I am getting some cinnamon. It's there, but it's not like super in your face. Same with the maple. I'm definitely getting the maple, but it's not super pronounced, which I'm actually happy about because I don't like when maple's like super fake and over the top. And I know that is one other thing with their stuff, and it might change too, but with their flavored stuff seems to drop off pretty quickly. And it's not, the beer doesn't get worse. The base beer is still always a quality beer, but the flavorings tend to fall off kind of quickly. But that happens with a lot of these types of things. And they do tell people, like, these are meant to be drunk and fresh. You know, they're not barrel aged or anything. So you should, anything with additives like that, you should drink it fresher. All I'm going to say is we're getting there. We're definitely getting there. The beer itself has some legitimate heft to it. I really like this because I'm really just curious what their malt bill is, because every one of these to me always has like a really nice milk chocolate and nutty undertone to the beer. And there's not chocolate or peanut butter or nuts in it, so I'm assuming that's something from the malt bill, and then the other stuff is just on top of it. I wouldn't really say that I'm picking up any vanilla, which is fine by me because I'm not the biggest vanilla fan anyways. There's definitely maple, but it is not overpowering at all. And that it's not saying that it's not there. It's definitely there, but it's not overpowering. And I don't like strong maple at all, so but it's also definitely present. So I think it's really the amount that's in here is pretty much perfect. There's only enough cinnamon in this to like remind me that it tastes like a breakfast type thing, but not enough cinnamon to think that like someone just stuck a cinnamon stick in this. Like it's not like Hanapu or even close to Hanapu level. It's just enough there to make me think that it's a breakfast thing with like syrup and cinnamon, which again is what I would prefer. And there is a little bit of like a roasty, like dark chocolate and coffee character to it too. Sometimes it's hard for me to tell. I know it kind of sounds stupid because sweet is sweet, but I always wonder like if something isn't as sweet as it's perceived. It's just you assume it's sweet because of the flavors that are in it. So, like an example of that is if there's maple in something, is it the maple syrup and or the beer itself that's sweet? Or are you associating it being sweet because it tastes like maple? Because maple syrup itself is sweet. I don't know. I do say this is fairly sweet. It's not even close to the level of Angry Chair or anything like that. Or I'm trying to think of another good example of like pretty sweet stuff. Or even like Hidden Springs. It's not even close to that, and that's why I like it, because it does have a good amount of sweetness up front, but it has this underlying like dark chocolate coffee character that kind of pulls it back into making it pretty drinkable. But I gotta tell you, I'm really impressed with where they're going with these. And nowadays, it's just like when you see 10.2, you don't think it's that big, because you have guys like Bottle Logic and Psy Project and stuff that are making these 14 to 15% stouts. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with those. I think a lot of them are fantastic. But, you know, back in the day, anything over 10% was considered like a pretty freaking big beer. And these guys are slowly getting there. And that I've always liked them since I moved here, but my biggest compliment to them is I've seen in them more than any other brewery, probably other than Brew Gentleman, or even as much as Brew Gentleman. I've seen in them just this constant drive to make every batch and every new beer better than the last one. They just keep getting better and better and better. But it's not like they went from bad to mediocre to good. They're going from good to great, and it's really cool to see that. And I love that TJ, the brewer and owner, is always reaching out to local people and asking them for thoughts and comments on beers they did or what they want to see. He seems like a really great guy, and I appreciate that he just wants to make the Charlotte beer scene even better and just keep making better and better beer, which is really a really good thing. So I only got 3 of these cans. Unfortunately, I'm trying to scale back on what I buy now just because I have so much stuff. If I had, a little more not closet space, but cellar space, or if I just didn't have so many boxes of bottles. I would probably have gotten more to begin with, but I figure 3 is enough now. I can, if I don't like it, I can offload the other 2 or drink it with other people. If I do like it, I still have 2 more to drink, or 1 more to drink and 1 to give to somebody else if they missed out or something like that. So, but these were $7 a can, which people would scoff at a $28 4-pack, but they were sold as individual cans, so you didn't have to buy 4 of them. So that, to me, that's better. I don't really care if it's $7, which I still don't think is that expensive anyways for what this is, but I don't care as much that it's $7 if I can buy the cans individually, because then I'm not forced to buy 4 of them. And that, to me, that's the point. Like, it's such a big beer that you might not necessarily want 4 of them, or you don't want to spend $28. You can buy 2 for $14. So I'm I'm all about that. I think it's well worth it, because if they put this in a $7.50, that would only break down to, I'm trying to do math here, but probably between $11 and $12 for $7.50, which for an Imperial Stout with like adjuncts in it that are pretty good is really freaking cheap compared to the market today. So I still think that's a really good price. I would absolutely buy more of this. I'm going to buy the other version tomorrow. I'm hoping that that's as good as this, or maybe even better. That would be awesome. But this is really, really hitting the mark, and at some point in the future, these guys are going to be known nationally. I really do feel that way. They're just doing some really, really good stuff, and they rarely really have anything that's less than good, let alone bad. So this is absolutely a buy for me. Look out for this, or the new one tomorrow, or any of their other stuff that they've done recently. It's all been really good. Their IPAs have been bangers. They just did a sour beer with like lime aged in tequila barrels. It's supposed to kind of be like a margarita. I only got 1 bottle of it. Someone grabbed it for me because it was released over Christmas. I wasn't in town, and I didn't know it was going to be. It sold out in like an hour, so I'm glad that person got me that 1 bottle, which is awesome. But I've heard really good things about that too. So yeah, definitely don't sleep on these guys. Really, really, really good stuff. But I think that's all I got in this one. I can't wait to drink the new one tomorrow and do another review of that. So I'll let you guys. I'll do another video, and you'll see how that one is too. So please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think, and I look forward to doing the next one. Thanks.